and he's away. Setting off as though he means business. Taking the line along the trees.
Ray, how important is it to keep sneaking right along those trees?
He needs to do that, Phil, so that he doesn't upset the sheep from the post at the other end. That's a good outrun. 19 out of 20. And he's lifted them well too. 10 out of 10 for the lift. Now they've rather drifted up to the trees, so he'll have an odd point or two going there, I would think. But he's putting them back onto line. And he's on a good line now. Straight towards the fetch gates. Coming straight for the middle of the gates. It's interesting how they keep stopping to have a little nibble. That's sure proof that Vic isn't upsetting them. That's a good line. Good work. Just wanting to turn before they get to Andy. They would like to be off up that field. Vic's there to make sure they don't. Would have lost an odd point there. Looks like a good turn, and a good tight turn. 18 out of 20 for the fetch. And they're going away on a good line. Vic's rather a long way off, but he can turn them well. He's a dog that can turn sheep at a distance. He'll have to do here because they're going rather to the right. But they turn for him and safely through, but that means to say that he'll have a long way to go to turn them. And we'll lose an odd point or two on the turn. Back onto a good line. Pushing them gently down the hill. It's almost impossible to keep them on a good line downhill. On a good line for the cross drive gate. Little bend, but Vic's there to correct, and right through the middle, and a good turn to come back to the ring. It's important that you keep them on a good line, even from that obstacle back to the ring. And he keeps his eye on them as he walks gently up the field, making sure that he'll be there to meet them. "36 out of 40 for the drive." Well, that was a good drive. And by my calculation, this puts Andy and Julie on equal points at this stage in Andy's run.
Well, the experts were right, weren't they? It's cracking sport, Ray.
Yes, Phil, there's very little between these two. Andy will have to really have a good finish now. If one of you goes off now, Vic was slow to come. And oh dear, he's come onto the wrong sheep. He came onto the 6 instead of the 1. He really lost his concentration there. And they've all gone out of the ring. So you'll have to bring them back and do that again.
Well, was it the dog or was it the man that lost his concentration?
Well, Andy was quite happy about that, Phil. When he asked Vic to come, the opening was there. Vic didn't come, and then he lost his concentration. Definitely the dog. So he's got them back into the ring again to have another go.
Stand there.
He'll be disappointed now, will Andy? You coming there to go off. Yes, that's the chance. And Vic came in well then. Didn't hold it off too well, not with any great confidence, but he came through when he was asked. Probably put him off a little bit when he did it wrong the first time. And he will probably be determined to try and have a good pen. 5 for the shed. Lost 5 in the ring. That would make Andy's heart go into his boots.
On, Vic.
Going well into the pen. Looks like a good pen. But do come out again. Probably an odd point there. At the gate, safely penned. 10 out of 10 for the pen. And that gives Andy a score of 98 out of 110. Well, that was hard luck for Andy. Just a bit of loss of concentration.